And then I booked that 70s show like the first couple of days I was there.
That's insane.
And then I was working.
Subscribe to the podcast, KFC Radio on YouTube.
Bang. I went to school. I was studying biochemical engineering. I wanted to be a geneticist. I learned how to code in computer code in Fortran in like 1996. Then some lady comes up to, and I did every junior high school play. I was in the Thespian Society and competed in like acting competitions and things like that because I always wanted to be an actor. But I was in Iowa, and you're in Iowa, and you're like, what am I gonna go do? Like local theater? Like I'm not getting out of here. And that's the sensibility I had. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do the sensible thing. I'm gonna go be a geneticist. My brother had a heart transplant when we were like 13, and I was like, I want to figure out how to keep that virus that attacked his heart from going into lysis. By the way, they just figured it out with COVID, which is kind of amazing. Wow. But that is what I wanted to go and do. I wanted to do that job. And then this lady came up to me and was like, "Hey, have you ever thought about being a model?" I thought Fabio was the only male model.
Yeah,
like I'm like,
yeah,
I don't fit. I'm not that guy, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I was like, and I was at a bar. It was actually funny. She comes up to me and she's like, "How old are you?" And I was like, "1 second, can I get a beer?" Amazing. 19. and then she's like, "Have you ever thought about being a model?" I was like, "Well, no." And I was like, "I've thought about being an actor." She's like, "Well, this would be a good way." So I go to this competition, and I win a trip to New York. I get to New York. I have $100 in my pocket. I got my Boy Scout duffel bag, my sleeping bag, a Swiss Army knife, and I'm like, got here. I called my dad. I'm like, I'm not coming home. I'm gonna do it. And so then I like walked down to Broomall West Broadway every day, sat at the agency for 8 hours a day because I didn't know. I was like, it's a job. I gotta be here for 8 hours. And my agent's like,
you just like sit in the waiting room?
I would just sit there, man. I would just sit at their desk. I'd only ever worked like 9 to 5 jobs. I'm like, you at least have to be here for 8 hours a day, right?
That's great.
And I think my agent got so annoyed with me sitting there all the time, she got me a manager. And so then I would go and sit in my manager's office and be like, send me out on something if you want to get rid of me. Yeah. And then I would go, and then I started working, and then I started getting work as a model. And then I did like a student film, an NYU student film. And then I booked a Pizza Hut commercial. And then I got flown to LA to test for a show. And then I booked that 70s show like the first couple of days I was there.
That's insane.
And then I was working. And then I started a production company when I was 21 years old and had like 7, 8 people, 10 people working for me by the time I was like 25 in the production company. And then I saw buffering speeds getting faster and faster online. And I knew from my engineering days that was going to be the moment that the internet became a real thing. I was like, we need to shift all of our production to digital production. And my partner and our board was like, and I was like, we should invest in these companies, produce content to build up the value of the assets, and not take payment, but then grow the capital through the investment in the companies. And then the board was like, no. And so then I started an investment firm, and then now
just did it yourself, like,
and now that's what we're doing.
That is.
See, but do you not see why I hate you? You're like, so I was a biogeneticist engineer, and then I was like, and then I became a model, and then I got that 70 show on my first shot, and now I'm a production. I mean, it's a bit much. It's a bit much.
How much?
Leave some for the rest of us.
How much do you sleep every day?
Not enough, apparently.